Hey dumplings, it's Dave Desai, welcome back to my channel. Today we have another fully dedicated BTS tea for you here. There's apparently been some mass hate thrown at this girl Taehyung has been flirting with, and some people think dating. We need to talk about it. With recently BTS doing a lot more interviews and talking with women, there's been a lot more of these conversations. There's also legal action apparently in Korea by the Korean government on what to do with tattoos, and Jungkook's tattoo was brought up. So I wanted to get into that. So grab your dumpling, a tea spilling mug merch, and let's get into the tea. If you are new here and you're interested in this type of stuff, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to be notified anytime a video drops. And if you're a hater, like to be first to leave your hate comment, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell also so you can be first to do so. Now let's jump into it. Now just very quickly, I do have a new tier on Patreon where I will send out photo cards to you guys every month if you're interested. Just check that out if you want. Now the first thing I wanted to do is jump into what is going on with Taehyung today. There's a lot going on and I'm kind of shook at what has happened. So BTS has been promoting Butter recently and possibly even a new album or whatever, but nothing has been confirmed of that yet. However, since BTS is doing a lot of press, they're talking to girls, they're doing stuff with girls. So of course there's rumors and things like this that will occur because our BTS boys, especially Taehyung, are huge gentlemen. Recently BTS was on the network E! Now, I believe. I don't know if they're associated with E! Entertainment like the celebrity news channel, but if so, that's cool. A beautiful woman named Sakshima, I'm so sorry if I butchered your name. She is a reporter as well as a model, and model is very important to note. She did an interview with BTS recently and it's been promoted everywhere. It was done over a video call and she asked very good questions. She went one by one to each member, literally from oldest to youngest, which is very respectful because you always have to address the oldest first. She made sure she had everyone's consent when asking him to say things or whatever. She just made sure not to be rude and not to do things that could be considered rude in Korean culture. So she did her research. She also asked questions that were meaningful to each of them. She asked RM, who is known as the leader, about the creative direction the group takes when coming up with an album. One of the questions I've always thought for a long time is how exhausting it is to have to come up with a brand new and innovative concept with every album. I don't know how they do it. I was very glad this was asked. When turning to Jimin, she asked how he basically dealt with the criticism. I love this question for him because I think maybe she knows that Jimin has a lot of, I don't want to say haters, because to some degree saying haters implies Jimin has done something for people to hate him for. But these people are hating Jimin for things he never did. So that was kind of the question that the fandom definitely wants to know. And it's a way to acknowledge the hate without flat out saying what the hate is. Because as an interviewer, you don't want to address deep hate comments and make the artist feel bad about themselves or sad when they leave the interview. I love how Sakshima addressed every member with deep, meaningful questions, and not like what all the other people have done when interviewing BTS by simply asking questions like, what do you put butter on? Or stuff like that. It's like, who cares? Sakshima seems like an actual army, and her questions were not surface level. So it shows to me that she keeps up with BTS, or at least intense research, which as a reporter you need to do. Her interview and Zach Sang's interviews with anyone are the best I've ever seen. Now when it was Taehyung's turn, she decided to ask about Taehyung's voice. Taehyung's voice is very good, but in the beginning of his career, it was something a lot of people talked about, not necessarily in a great way. Taehyung even addressed this in the interview by saying his voice teacher would yell at him. I think this is something Sakshima knew, and again, you do have to be a huge fan to know that. But Sakshima addressed this in a way that you do when you're talking to celebrities. I've worked on set for many years on MTV, you name it. There's a specific way you talk to people so they don't get hurt or get mad on set. If a celebrity is supposed to say something on camera, and if they keep messing up and not saying what you want them to say, typically, at least in America, the staff will say, that's amazing, you did perfect. Can we try it this way just one more time? Just so we have more options when editing. And then when they edit, they just use the part they want. This way, no one's feelings get hurt. Sakshima, I felt like addressed Taehyung's criticism that he gets of his voice, which I personally love and never had a problem with. Taehyung responded when Sakshima said sexy and gave 2 kisses. A lot of people were shook and some even disgusted, which we'll talk about, saying they were flirting, they must be dating, or that the kiss was for Sakshima. I mean, probably flirting, but I don't think those kisses were for her. I think those kisses were because she said sexy, so Taehyung obviously has to make a sexy face, as you do. The flirting that people were mentioning was when there was a long pause after Sakshima asked her question, and they were just kind of shrugging at each other. My guess was this was not them flirting, but acting cute because Taehyung was waiting for the translation to come in. The editors thought it was cute, so they kept it in. You can see the moment Taehyung got the translation and started to answer, the other boys started laughing, meaning it just came in. But I was reading people on the Tweetster leaving comments like this about her. Oh, I hate her so much. Why is she trying to act sexy in front of our boys? I hope BTS never get interviews by her again. Are you actually okay? I was watching the entire 18-minute interview she did with BTS BTS, and she was not at a single point trying to act sexy. She was very professional, and she was not like, oh my god, boys. She was being normal, but also I was seeing people who talk about what she was wearing. Wouldn't you want to dress up if you were meeting BTS? You're telling me you would not put on your best dress? I'd go buy a dress and put it on if I was interviewing BTS. I'd ask them what their favorite dress to see me in would be. Keep in mind, I said earlier, Sakshima is a model, so even if, and big if, she was trying to be sexy, it is her job to be. And if she appeared quote-unquote ugly on camera, she'd never be hired again as a model. Stop this. She did an incredible job. People started looking her up and finding old tweets of her and trying to cancel her. She's literally the only person, aside from Zach Sang, that did a decent interview. Let's not do that. I've said this many times before. If we keep trying to cancel people who talk to BTS, BTS will never be allowed on air ever again because some TV shows or companies don't want to deal with the drama. BTS has enough stuff to worry about. The last thing I would want them to worry about is TV shows being like, do we want to be trending on the Tweetster for hating BTS when we have them on the show? And then not have BTS on their show? That would suck. Please, BTS is already fighting so hard to get recognition in America, and a big part of me actually thinks this is why. Adults will look at the fandom and see those people because those people are the most annoying and loud, and therefore they don't respect BTS because they think BTS or K-pop breeds this culture. And it's not true. I don't know where these little Karens come from. Why do they act like this? This is why BTS is so scared to do anything, and particularly could be a reason why Jungkook is so scared to have tattoos, or more particularly, show his tattoos. Recently, Ryo Ho-jung, who is the youngest member in the government lineup, is a lawmaker, I guess. I don't know her exact position, but she's been making headlines a lot, and she pushed the limits a lot in Korea, which makes me so happy that there is someone fighting for being progressive. Recently, she was in the headlines for posting some pictures of Jungkook on her social media. She wants to draft up a law called the Tattoo Act. I was always under the impression that tattoos in Korea were legal and just frowned upon. Apparently, it's illegal to have tattoos because it's not regulated, and Rio wants to have doctors open tattoo parlors so they can be regulated and legal. And it's mostly unacceptable until after the military for some reason. I don't know why. I think just getting tattoos in Korea is illegal, but maybe getting tattoos in other countries or cities is fine. But it's definitely not legal on daytime television. You might see your idols and even Jungkook from time to time on Korean broadcasts with bandages on his fingers and arms to entirely cover all the tattoos. I definitely agree with getting things like tattoos legalized. I think it's such a great thing to do and very important because people are getting tattoos nonetheless. And everyone knows that when you see an idol with bandages that they're hiding a tattoo. So it doesn't stop the awareness of it. And those same people go on the internet and will of course see those tattoos on the idol. So it's not going to stop people from wanting tattoos and trying to get them. But having tattoo shops that are legal, regulated, and safe is going to allow tattoos to be done correctly and not have any medical complications. Regardless of how many tattoos you've gotten, you definitely should take them seriously. You need to have clean products. You need to have professionals poke needles into your skin. It is a procedure and it needs to be done safely. I'm glad she is bringing more attention to this and attempting to change this law. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your thoughts are. Leave it in the comment section down below. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'm featuring this comment right here. Thank you so much for leaving comments. And as always, I do have a Patreon if you want to go over there and check stuff out. I have a lot of videos over there that I can't really post on here. This is due to copyright or getting taken down, so I do keep it over there on my Patreon. You can get videos over there like music video reactions, performance reactions, ship reactions. There's already currently over 300 videos that are already on there. We have a few spots left on the $1 tier if you want to go ahead and take a look at that. We also currently have a 10% sale going on over there as well. Recently, as I mentioned earlier, I do have a tier where I'll be sending out photo cards and all that. So if you're interested in all that, please go over there and check it out. Link is in the top description down below. There's also a video over there that kind of explains if you would like to support this channel a little bit more and what you can do. That video is free to watch. Make sure you go over there and check it out. With that said, there's 2 videos that will appear up on screen at the end of this video, so click on one of those and I'll see you over there. Bye.